few weeks ago, I was talking about the lack of hype for The Mandalorian and Grogu, the upcoming new Star Wars movie. A return for Star Wars to the theater after 7 years. In Hollywood terms, that's a lifetime. You would expect the fandom to be craving a new Star Wars movie. Yet, it is tracking for the lowest opening weekend in the history of the franchise. Since the other Disney tentpole franchise, Marvel, is also struggling, it raises the question whether the mouse is on the right track as a company. Hello, this is the review of Champions, and I'm your host, Grandmaster. With me is Merv, and he's the finest champion Sakar has to offer. Yeah, he is. Merv, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, great. Today we're going to talk about episode 7 and 8 of the Marvel Disney Plus show Maul Shadow Lord. But before we do, I want to ask you all to help us out. Like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you really can't get enough of us, you can join our ranks. Go to Sakar, set up an account, and get to know us. And yeah, you can join us on our shows. We would love it if you do that. We're going to talk about Maul Shadow Lord in depth. So if you haven't seen the episodes of this week yet, go do that first and then check out our video. This is your official spoiler warning. While Maul is trying to get Devon and Riley to safety, another Inquisitor has arrived at Genex to increase the hunt on the Jedi and Captain Lawson. Merv? Episode 7-8. A continuation of the great show that Maul Shadow Lord has been so far.
Yeah, I think these were two more good episodes. I'll say I didn't find them as groundbreaking as I was hoping. I guess when the call was made in the previous episodes to whoever the Merrick's superior or whoever he was talking to, I was expecting, I don't know, something a little more interesting than the 11th brother, I believe is what his name was, that showed up, who looks really cool, but I found extremely similar to Merrick himself. So it just felt like kind of a clone of the same guy showing up, which is intimidating, but a little more flavor in that regard. I think might have went a little longer way with me in particular.
Yeah. Those guys are like the Nazgul in the Lord of the Rings. I mean, they're interchangeable. There are like 12 of them, and you don't really care who you're facing. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, I just think literally something as simple as like if he had a different fighting style or a different appearance or something like that. I don't know. I just felt like it would have made the action feel a little different or a little more unique to me, I guess. But that said, the action was really fun, especially in, I believe, episode 7. Where they are kind of both fighting Maul, and there's the whole ambush situation as him and his people are trying to escape, and that doesn't really happen. And then Riley is captured by stormtroopers, and then there's a whole prison break and that sort of thing, and it was all very fun. In a little expected in a lot of ways, but I actually, I don't know what it was, but I mistakenly thought that like this was the season finale, and I was immediately at the end of episode 8 like disappointed. I was like, that's the way this season's gonna end, and then I realized there's like 2 more episodes, I think. So
yes, next week we're at it again. So yeah, next week we're talking about episode 9 and 10, the finale. But later on that later.
Yeah.
I really liked the sequence in the beginning of episode 8 where we see a little bit of the history of Maul and what drives him and how he came to be. And Maul became the central character of his own show in these 2 episodes, it feels. Last week, Taylor mentioned that he wasn't, but I think these 2 episodes turned that feeling around. We can't ask him, but I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Especially, in particular, I think episode 8, where he's doing his whole like walk of shame or whatever you want to call it, where he's like trying to find his way out after collapsing everything and is separated from his group, and he's almost going through like I don't know, like not a moral problem, but like he's dealing with some stuff, and it all kind of boils up to the surface in these moments. And I think the person who walks out the other side is a little more um, it, this whole season so far, it's almost like it felt like that character has almost gotten sidetracked by the possibility of an apprentice. And whenever he's doing this whole situation, it almost feels like he realigns his thinking into more nefarious direction. Like I don't know. I got the impression when he finally gets back to his people who survived, the ones who stuck with him or whatever, that
Mhm.
he is in a much darker place
Mm.
than whenever he ventured down there in the first place. Which I think is good for the character. I think it's more interesting that way.
Yeah, darker place, or let's just say he used to be the apprentice of Darth Sidious, who became, of course, the Emperor.
Hmm.
Um, isn't it more like he is moving away from what he was and more like, okay, I need to take revenge on the Emperor? Of course, that's the dark side talking, but by fighting the Emperor, he's also moving towards the light side of the Force. I don't know. It feels a bit weird. Yeah, I agree. He looked like he was going. He's ready to do business.
Yeah,
Yeah, uh,
yeah. I
keep
think it
names and
was.
take ass. But
Yeah,
on the other hand, he's willing to fight the Emperor. So on the side of the Jedi, the good guys, the rebels, whatever. So it feels a bit like ambivalent. Is that a good word? Like, leaning both ways. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's definitely kind of feels like he's. I don't really want to say crossroads necessarily because he's definitely leaning more that side anyway. But yeah, it definitely feels like he went on a bit of a mental journey in this episode, and he kind of found his path
Hmm.
again, which hopefully will spell doom for. I mean, we know it's not going to spell doom for the Emperor, but hopefully it'll spell doom for like some other people we don't like. You know what I mean? Like it'd be
Hmm.
fun to see him get some semblance of vengeance and misguided justice or whatever you want
Hmm.
to call it. I do think like the when he's like finding his escape through these caverns and going through his whole mental turmoil and all that stuff, he sees the light, and the light is like beet red, and I thought that was
Hmm.
telling. It's
Yeah.
not like this sunny, yellowish, sky that he is reaching towards. It looks, it looks evil whenever he
Mhm.
escapes.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
do I do think that's a little just the character in general, because I mean
Hmm.
we kind
Yeah.
of know this
Well,
character.
as we know, Star Wars is all about balance, so maybe he can bring balance to the dark side of the Force. I don't know. We will see.
No, I like
Um, Another character that has a change during these two episodes is Mr. Two Boots. He realizes that he may have made a mistake and chooses to be loyal to his partner, Captain Lawson, and help her liberate his son, and actually goes on the escape and now joins the fight against the Empire. The Empire he invited, by the way.
it. Yeah,
So, how did you like that change of heart? More
I did
change of
like it.
motor,
A change of circuits.
engine.
Yeah. I liked it. I mean, it felt again. It's one of the things that like you kind of it's something you kind of see coming, because it's funny to think of like a droid as the most naive character in the show, but that's kind of the vibe that he gave off throughout most of these episodes. Is like, on paper this might look good, but the Empire doesn't go by paper. Like they're the boot stomping your neck. So
Hmm.
and when
Oh.
it took him to see it, and in actuality to actually like acknowledge that that's the way things go, that it isn't like a binary thing where you know uh they say one thing and they mean one thing. No, that's not how life is. And it's interesting to see that from a character like this, who it's a droid. So yeah, of course, it
Yeah.
would take him a minute to understand that.
Yeah, I'll let you talk about droids because I know you're a big fan of them
I
in
do
Star
like two
Wars.
boots. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah. We have been talking positively about the action in this show. And I think these two episodes were actually excellent when it came to action.
yeah. I think in particularly episode 7 with all the ambush and the lightsaber fights and stuff like that. It, and it's been solid throughout. All these episodes, but yeah, I mean, these were another two solid episodes. The prison escape chase sequence through the things, and kind of what that led up to was also like a really unique action set piece for these episodes. So yeah, I've been enjoying the action. I think this is an action heavy animation, and I'm here for it. I think that does it justice. It makes it more interesting than the other way around, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I think we have unpacked enough about these two episodes. So let's just move on to our rating. Of course, I'll let you go first, Murph. Give me your number for episode 7 and 8.
Sure. I'm gonna go 8 out of 10 on this one. Strictly because like I said, the I think it could have been a slightly more interesting the new evil that showed up if it was just something a little different rather than feeling like a duplicate of Merrick, who we've seen throughout all these
Mm-hmm.
episodes so far, or
Yeah.
most of them. And that's really the only thing keeping it from continuing on that high trajectory
No,
for me.
I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 because I really, really loved that sequence with Maul where he is contemplating his life and what has been taken from him and who did that to him, and etc. So I think a 9 out of 10 is fair for me because this is the kind of stuff I really like. So
Absolutely.
no, yeah, and I get to say what I like. That will conclude our review of episode 7 and 8 of Maul Shadow Lord. We hope you have enjoyed our discussion today. If you did, help us out. Like and share this review, and by subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you really want more of us, you can join our forum at Freeforms.net. We would love it if you do that. Next week, we will be back to discuss the final two episodes, 9 and 10 of season 1. I believe it's already been renewed, but don't take my word for it. You can also check out our review series for Daredevil Born Again Season 2 as well. And we have a brand new episode in our Infinity Saga Legacy series about Civil War, Captain America Civil War, that is. For now, I want to thank you all, also on behalf of Merv, and wish the Force to be with you. Bye.